Welcome back to Eurosport's coverage of the first round of this 2015 World Touring Car Championship. We've had all the action from race 1, and now the mechanics working hard to prepare the cars for race 2. I think we're going to go down to the pit lane.
Frustrating start for you, Tom. What happened there?
Well, frustrating. You know, those things happen in motor racing. A small mechanical failure. The hose went off. We changed the turbo, and it just fell off. So I lost power since lap 2. Everybody was passing me on the straight so easy, so I thought, oh, it's going to be a difficult one. And then something like lap 4 or 5, I completely lost power. It was useless to go on. I pitted, they repaired, I checked if the car was fine, my lap times were very strong, so at the end, the last 2 taps I just pitted in. I know my car is good for race 2, so I'm confident, no problem.
And sounds like you will be quick as well, and you're sitting in second position, second on the grid. What's your strategy?
Well, it's of course to try to make us points as much as possible. I think there's a small possibility for a trophy if I can the car home safe, and if they fight a lot behind me. I think everybody is a little bit hot always at the beginning of the season, so let's hope that everybody is fighting for themselves and not working together, and that I can have the benefit out of that one, because it would be nice if I can bring a trophy home after this failure of race 1.
And hopefully if it's a little bit like race 1, then you probably will have some fighting behind you, so they can get up to mischief and you can keep your elbows wide and stay up there.
I always have my elbows wide, so it's not easy to pass me. I mean, if I see they're a lot faster, it's useless try to block them, especially in the beginning of the race. But then at some stage, I think if the tires get older, everybody has the same difficulty. So then I would try to make myself very wide and see where I can end up. Top 5 is possible, no problem.
You've got Stefano sitting right behind you. What's that like for you?
Stefano's back in the championship, wild guy. I mean, I know him already for 10 years, good guy, honest fighter, but also very, very wild. I mean, I'm not going to tell you now, but because then somebody will tell him, but he's okay, he's okay, don't worry.
Enjoy.
So, Tom Coronel talking about Stefano D'Aste there. Plenty of secrets by the sound of things. We'll have to get Alexandre Le Gouy onto that, try and prize those secrets out of him. This is Tim Coronel, his brother, tweeting something amusing. So
the Citroens are built incredibly strongly because Mehdi Benali's car, not a scratch to it. Mehdi, a disappointing race for you?
No, really not. I'm smiling because I do my race. I try to push as a maximum I can. It's my first race with the Citroën. Really, I am smiling because I do a great race. I try to overtake lots. After what is around the race, I cannot control. So there are people there, there are stewards, there are everybody. I cannot say, but my race was perfect.
I'm not sure Rob would be particularly happy with you.
I think he pushed me on my back. You can see the bumpers. And when you push somebody in the back, it's more dangerous. And the second overtaking, I was inside. And when you are inside, the person knows. Somebody is inside me, I know that he is inside. I will not close like the normal trajectory. But this is what happened. But in any case, my race, I tried to learn a lot with the car. My speed was okay. I think I had the fattest lap times until the middle of the race. So it means we are going on the good way.
And the contact didn't damage the car at all? It looks pretty clean.
Yes. Contact, you know, I also had the contact when I see it's on my back. And on my back I cannot do it. And it's Rob Huff who has done. But this is the steward's problem, this is not mine.
Okay, let's see if we can do it again in race 2.
Yes, thanks.
So was there an element of payback in that, Matt Neal? We're going to stay in the pit lane, I think, but I want to quiz you on that, because from what Mehdi Benali was saying, there's an element of payback there.
He's almost justifying it with saying, revenge is sweet, but revenge is worse than the act itself. But
2 wrongs don't make a right.
They definitely don't, as I've always been told.
Well,
but
yesterday,
it's a good job
Hugo
he doesn't.
And I had a discussion about the fact that things come in threes.
Hugo's got to say.
And this is exactly what we didn't want to happen. But that should be it by now, surely.
I wish I could answer. I don't know what to say really. It's the second time I lose the brakes here in 2 days. So yesterday's shoot was okay physically, but today I really hurt my hand because it was frontal and didn't have much gravel to stop me. So hit the pretty hard.
Thinking that you need a new car. What have you done to your hand?
I think, well, you know, when there's a frontal crash, you try and put your hands around your belt, sort of, to hold something. But I guess with the impact, my hand just punched the steering wheel pretty much, which is why it's completely crooked right now. So yeah, I'm not sure what I have. I think probably sprained my thumb or something like this. Should be okay for Marrakesh, but don't really want to go to Marrakesh with no brakes, do I? So we'll see what happens.
I'm so sorry, Hugo.
Thank you.
So Hugo Valence obviously walked under a ladder, smashed a mirror, or had a misdemeanor with a black cat over the last week, because he's had plenty of bad luck. We're going to head for a commercial break. Race 2 still to come.
Where performance matters, you'll find Total Quartz.
Welcome back to Parc Fermé conditions. The cars have been worked on and we're awaiting race 2 to start. We've heard from Mehdi Banani. We're now going to hear from Rob Huff down in the pit lane.
Well, we just heard from Mehdi. I'm not entirely sure Rob will agree that he pushed you.
Yeah, apparently he pushed me. So, you know, if I was him, I'd be really impressed with myself this weekend in the Citroen. Fastest car on the grid, and made a mess of it in qualifying all on his own, and made a pretty bad mess of that race, didn't he? Not only for myself, but for Stefano. And yeah, it's a shame. You know, that's what happens when you put pretty dull drivers in fast cars.
Race 2, your thoughts?
Yeah, we've got to get it fixed. We have got a slight problem in the sense that you know, something is going to be bent on the car for sure, because we haven't got time to fix everything. We'll go out, we'll do the installation laps, see how we get on, but providing it's all right, we'll see how we're getting on, and be starting ahead of Banani again, so perhaps I can hit him with the rear of my car again.
Thanks, Rob.
Brilliant, that's just what we want to see. A bit of pantomime villain action. I have to say, I agree with Rob Huff, not with the comments about Mehdi Banani, but I don't think personally that that was Rob Huff's fault, and I think what he was doing before was a bit of cricket. Ivan Muller is going to have his say next.
I'm going to quickly grab a word with Ivan Muller before he puts his helmet and gets back in the car. Just finished the conversation he's having. Ivan, really important to get down the inside at the first corner there and have a bit of touching with Pachito.
Yeah, I did a better start than him, and then he came to punch me. It was not necessary, but he's like this. And then he played well. He played well. I had a bit of understeer on the first corner, and he crossed behind. He gave me a punch from the other side, and then race was over.
And for race 2, you're making a few tweaks to try and get yourself up there?
You know, it's a bit of a lottery, race 2 always. It depends on the traffic, if you take the good option, and we'll see.
And how is it inside the car? Very, very hot. Is that hot outside?
It's more than hot. It's more than hot. It's a microwave.
Thank you very much.
So as Ivan Muller trudges back to his rather expensive microwave that's currently sat on its jacks here in Argentina, the Termas de Rear Hondo pit lane about to fire into action. And well, I can't wait to pick your brains on the Mehdi Banani Rob Huff spat. I think we're going to have another interview, Matt, but I'm dying to get out of you what you really think.
I'm down here with Dushan, the tallest man in the world. Dushan, you told me yesterday that if you were in lots of pain, you were going to stop. You didn't stop.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing down there since the several laps. First, maybe from the third lap, I thought, okay, this lap I will stop. Okay, this second lap I will stop, and I swear I think that 3 or 4 or 5 laps before the end I thought I'm going to die for sure, because the pain starts to be so much. If you can see, I was braking only from this position, so it's really bad angle, and I didn't have the good feeling with the car, and I'm starting to lose, to be really tired, and I don't know. Now I feel like I'm going to war, not on the race. But we will see. Again, I will try, and we will see. I was not so fast on the beginning. I was pretty close to everybody in front, but after that I started to go down. So I will see. Maybe I can get some point for the independent, and I will try to at least to do the 70% of the race.
What is happening to fix the situation?
I don't know. I think that for the next race, maybe they will allow me to put a new seat in the car and the new brackets and a new position for the pedals. And we need to solve this problem. Otherwise, it will be really dangerous for me and for everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dusan.
There you go, Dusan Borkovic, the tallest man in the world, according to Alexandra Legui.
I love her
He's even bigger
intros.
than you, isn't he, Matt?
I love her intros. They're just priceless.
No, it's a real challenge for Dusan Borkovic here this weekend. He's been incredibly brave, and we hope that he gets his issues sorted. As the drivers get strapped into the cars, I should say, we have one more commercial break, and then it is race 2.
The FIA WTCC is delivered by DHL.
Well, the antics have begun in earnest here in Argentina. We're only 13 laps into the 2015 World Touring Car Championship, and already Ivan Muller has the hump with Jose Maria Lopez. Rob Huff has fallen out of bed with Mehdi Benani. Those two will not be writing Christmas cards to each other. And we still have another 13 laps. Race 2 still to come. And Matt, it's what we want to see. The pantomime villains, what touring cars all about. You're an expert. You've been here many a time with, dare I say his name, Jason Plato.
There would have been a few critics saying that first race was a bit processional in points. But boy, they made up for it afterwards, didn't they? So it's fantastic. The stage has been set. It's great to see Muller's already got the ache with Lopez, and he got a bit of his own medicine, which Ivan never likes, because he's a fighter. You got Huff and Benani smiling like a Cheshire cat, but I'm sure if he'd done that down the Larder garage, he'd got a punch in the ear for his good measure. And then you got Filippi obviously having a go at Tomo. That's another one. You got Borkovic falling out with his Honda, not being able to get to that, and you got Valente falling out with the scenery and trying to hit everyone in that respect. So I think the Campos crew, they only bought one boat full of Chevy spares for him, so that's going to be definitely be on the in the container on its way home.
They bought everything but a spare set of brakes, because that.
I thought you were going to say the kitchen sink then.
Yeah, well, I don't think he would.
He'd have broke that, I think.
Sink. Yeah, he would have broken that, exactly. Well, you could throw that out the windows when he's failing to stop, but he'd be scared to get in a racing car, won't he, after this weekend? Marrakesh, the next round. Certainly don't want any brake failures around there. And then Dusan Borkovic, 6'9". I mean, he makes you look small, Matt, which is challenging.
Well, he is the tallest man in the world, as Alex has told us. So.
There you go. That is a Eurosport exclusive. Alexandra Legui, Dusan Borkovic is the tallest man in the world. You're looking at our Twitter feature new to the Eurosport 2015 coverage. Tom Coronel talking about his problems in race 1, and they are cured for his front row start here in race 2. You can get in touch with us at Tom Gaymore, TomGaymor, and at Matt Neal Racing, at FIA WTCC also, and use the hashtag #OverTheLine if you have any comments on the Mehdi Benani and Rob Huff spat, or has Ivan Muller rightly or wrongly fallen out with Jose Maria Lopez after race 1. Get your thoughts into us. They will feature in the web program that we've got on FIAWTCC.com that will be on tonight.
I'm just spotting there, Tom, Rob Huff's car's not left the pit lane.
No, heartache for the Brit. And the pit lane, I can't see the lights. Have the red lights fallen the way it works. With any race procedure, you have a set amount of time before you have to be on the grid, and we hope and pray that Rob Huff can get out. If he can't, well, what was so promising for Rob Huff, he was fastest in the first element of qualifying yesterday. He had a spark plug problem, didn't he, that caused him all kinds of problems in Q2. Didn't make it through to Q3 because of that, and then had that spat with Mehdi Banani in race 1. He was my one to watch here this weekend, and if he doesn't get out, it's a real crying shame. But on the flip side, pole position right under your nose there, the yellow car of James Thompson. The Lada Sport team do have their reward for their hard efforts, because James Thompson has got back out at the end of that final race, the final few laps of race 1, to claim his pole position that he got for the reverse grid element of qualifying yesterday. So he will line up on pole position. Can Rob Huff get out? He may be able to take the green light at the end of the formation lap, Matt.
Well, I mean, the main thing is that they've got Tomo out on the pole position, but I just hope that car isn't damaged too much from the contact with Filippi earlier on. But 2 Chevys there, both the Campos cars. It's not a good weekend for Campos, is it?
No, Campos originated in single-seaters. They are in action in GP2.
I mean, Tom, they have got 2 young buck drivers. That the total age of their driver lineup is only 42 years old. So,
brilliant.
You know,
I could make a comeback. Let's go through the grid. James Thompson, look at that in the Lada Vesta. Tom Coronel alongside him. Stefano D'Aste in his pinstripe race suit. If you haven't seen that, go on the internet and have a look. Then it's Gabriele Tarquini. Tom Chilton is in 5th with the Honda of Thiago Montero. Then it is Marc Quinqui in his factory Citroën. Came back from all kinds of different woes in race 1. Sebastian Loeb is alongside him. Then it is Muller and Lopez. The needle has begun between those two. Rob Huff is 11th alongside Mehdi Banani, Dusan Borkovic, Demoustier, Ricard Rydell and Michelis in 16th place. And Michelis came right from the back to win the Independence Trophy. One to watch in this. He did that in race 1. Hugo Valent and Filippi. Well, Valent won't compete. Will Filippi get out in the other Campos car? We'll have to wait and see. So who's your pick for this race, Matt? The reverse feature does give us something to talk about.
You know, you've got to go with Lopez, haven't you? I know he's starting in 10th, but the guy is just on fire. I mean, any of those factory Citroens, but Lopez just, he did it from 10th last year, and I've got confidence. The guy is on such a high at the moment. He's certainly hooked up his home knowledge. He knows the circuit. If I was a betting man, which I'm not,
I could happily take
today.
Your money for you if you want, Matt. So we're going to head for a short commercial break. The cars are on the grid and the action is about to begin. So Thiago Montero with the cool sheet over that Honda Civic, looking very cool, playing up to the camera. He's got it all to do in this second race. It was a reasonably strong performance in terms of finishing position for him in race 1. He starts 6th in race 2, but he'll certainly be hoping to close the gap on the Citroens in terms of pace. Tom Chilton had a really good action-packed first race. He defended well, but couldn't resist the advances of Mehdi Banani. That pushed him wide. Then Michelis got through, as well as 1 or 2 others. Couldn't regain the ground, but Tom Chilton, starting 5th, will be looking to get away from the grid on effectively the dirty side. We haven't really talked about that, Matt, have we? That we talked about how slippery it is offline, but that side nearest the pit wall is very, very dirty. That's the side that Jose Maria Lopez struggled to get away from in the first race, and certainly this is Gabriele Tarquini on 4th. You'd expect the even numbers to get a better start than the odd numbers.
Well, now I would down the back end of the grid where they're exiting turn 14, but up the front end of the grid they're sort of moving back over towards to take the left-hand line for turn 1. So I would imagine Lopez would have been in the pound seats for the first race, and so it was just a cracking start off Muller. I think with the temperatures and everything, Lopez was getting a lovely shot of Dastey's overalls there, his pinstripe suit. I think he's got a wardrobe full of those.
When he goes to America, he's got a special one for the USA.
Captain America, isn't it?
Captain America, but certainly tops and tails is the order of the day for Stefano Dastey. And what a character he is. We heard this man, Tom Coronel, trying to allude to some stories without giving them away. And look, he's got cheese on his splitter there, and his helmet looks like a giant block of cheese. So is the livery of his car. So the DHL yellow with the Swiss cheese styled hold livery there. So as we listen to Ben
Jimmy,
with our
been a
pole
long time
man.
since you saw a clear track ahead of you. Excited?
Yeah, why wouldn't you be? Fantastic. Yeah, really pleased. This really was a shakedown weekend for our car, so fantastic job by the boys to really be in this position. It just shows this year our improvements in performance when we can be shaking the car down and still be in the top 10. So everything's changed here. We're very excited, and yeah, so am I. It's great to be.
Ivan said that the car was like a microwave. How it is for you in here?
It's slightly warmer than Scarborough Beach on a sunny Sunday, that's for sure. But yeah, we'll definitely be earning a cold one today.
Good stuff. Have a good one.
No doubt James Thompson would rather be on pole position around this Termas de Rio Hondo circuit in Argentina than Scarborough Beach. And I can confirm that it is warmer in Argentina than it is in Scarborough, back all the way over in the UK right now. Anyone watching in Scarborough, you can confirm that. Feel free to do the same. James Thompson has his door shut. Now, his car wasn't effectively performing as well as Rob Huff's during qualifying. They've had the engine out, they've made some changes. Will he have the pace to make it count for race 2? He is on pole with that DHL liveried car of Tom Coronel alongside him in second. Then it's Stefano Dastey in the pinstriped suit. Tarquini, the first of the Hondas. Tom Chilton, Tiago Montero, Quinn Huimois, Sebastian Loeb, and then Jose Maria Lopez, race 1 winner with Ivan Muller alongside. Going back, can Michelis do what he did in the first race? Because for me, he was very much the man at the moment. A lot of people tweeting in, Matt, saying that Norbert Michelis was in fact the driver of race 1. You'd be hard pushed to beat Jose Maria Lopez, but he did do a good job, didn't he?
Michelis had some spectacular performances and races last year. So, well, he has over the last 2 years. He's been a real up-and-coming young driver who's got a bag full of experience under his belt now. He's a real good all-round package, but it'll be interesting to see how Tomo was on the back foot yesterday in qualifying. You know, his car was brand new. A lot of the pre-season testing's been done in Huffy's car. So Tomo's was literally brand new out the box, and so there were a lot of new car teething problems with it, and every time it was going out and coming back in, they were sort of rectifying all these issues, and hopefully with another few miles under his belt, all repaired up. I just hope the repair from race 1 is tip-top and it'll be good to go, because the speed that Huffy's showing in the other car, you know, Tomo's up for the job.
So Huffy starts from the pit lane. That eliminates his battle with Mehdi Banani into turn 1. Everyone's itching to know whether or not Ivan Muller is going to repay the compliment that Jose Maria Lopez paid him in race 1. Let's listen to Tom Coronel on this formation lap.
He just got out of the car in race 1 and he fainted. So it's going to be very hot, but yeah, I'm reasonably confident. Race 1 I had a problem, but for race 2 it all seems solved. We made a quite radical setup, so I think if people are fighting a little bit, there's a good chance for bringing a trophy home. Argentina, the first race. Woo! I'm happy I'm here. Thanks of course to my sponsor. It was a tough winter, especially after the Dakar, but you know, another season. I believe this is season 11 for me in the World Touring Car Championship. so I know also quite a lot of the drivers. James Thompson in front of me, and behind me Duster. Let's wait and see. Let's make a good start, because there's 90% of the race. See you there.
I thought Tom was going to do the whole race for us there, Matt. I thought we were going to sit back, watch the action unfold, and see whether or not, as we were saying before Tom started talking, whether or not Ivan Muller and Jose Maria Lopez are going to come to blows through these first couple of corners.
I was just looking at his helmet, and he looks like he's got the air-fed attachments on the top, when they're not using it this weekend, whether they've not had time or whatever. But it's one of the hottest races of the year, and he's not got his cool helmet all rigged up.
Well, it's painted as a block of cheese.
Either that, or he's a hardcore Dutchman.
Exactly that.
Could be a runny cheese by the end of the race weekend.
It will have melted. Cars lining up on the grid here in Argentina. Round 2 of the 2015 World Touring Car Championship about to get underway. And can James Thompson in that Lada Sport Vesta lead Tom Coronel into turn 1? The green flag waves, the red lights will build. And it's a very good start from Tom Coronel. It doesn't look as though Thompson's got away particularly well. And Tarquini looking up the inside. He's on the grass. He's going to lose speed. Can he get back up the inside? There's plenty of contact. Daste into Thompson. Tiago Montero round the outside of his teammate Tarquini, and it's well, lots of door bashing, and there is Daste. He is off further back. He's going to be stuck in the mud by the looks of things. But out front, Tom Coronel has got that all-important lead into turn 1 from Gabriele Tarquini, who was all over the grass. How did he not lose momentum there into turn 1, Matt?
I was just trying to make out which of the Citroens had made best progress at this point, and I think it's Quinquar Mar, but followed by Lowe. But the altercations between Muller and Lopez is what I'm dying to see, and I can't spot it from here at the moment.
So it looks as though one of the Hondas there getting in the mix with Sebastian Loeb. It is Tiago Montero. Loeb goes through as our live timing tries to reset itself. It is Tom Coronel at the moment from Gabriele Tarquini, and that is a move for position.
Mars down his inside. Can he hold off Loeb, or is he going to lose 2 places? No, and they've gone up inside the Coronel. This is going to get awful busy into here.
It's Mar with Loeb around the outside. Tom Coronel's got the best seat in the house. He's watching on. Gabriele Tarquini's trying to get that position off Coronel, under pressure from Montero. But what a first lap we have as the action unfolds here in Argentina, because already it is a Citroen leading. It is Mar from Loeb, and Coronel is third. Plenty of locking up into the final corner. There is Jose Maria Lopez. He's got Muller tucked up right behind him, and also Mehdi Benani is in that scrap. Yes, Mehdi Benani has got in the middle of that scrap in the Sebastian Loeb run Citroen, and also Michelis with a very good first lap, because he's up trying to challenge Jose Maria Lopez. Mehdi Benani now will come and challenge Michelis, the Hungarian, under pressure as Mehdi Benani positions his car around the outside. He's going to get the run. Ivan Muller giving Michelis the hurry up. Mehdi Benani is in fact through, so Michelis now having to defend from the Citroen of Ivan Muller, and Rob Huff's race is over. But look at that first lap already for Sebastian Loeb. He's got a good lead coming through down into turn 5. Quinquimois under pressure from Coronel, and Tarquini's about to get the attentions of Jose Maria Lopez.
It's like Tarquini's just rolled over and let Lopez through, like he knows he's going to be faster. So can he latch on the back of him and pick a couple off, pick Coronel off maybe as Lopez opens the door? There you go. Oh no, I thought he was low, but no, Tarquini's going back at him. Fair play, good man.
Well, Tarquini has got plenty of experience, made his debut in touring car racing in 1989. I was only 8 years of age, and Coronel's run wide. As soon as you get off line, Matt, you've got no chance. And look at the mud that he's flicked up from his splitter. He's going to go from hero to zero. As look at this gaggle of cars. Michelis in there, Chilton's in there, Borkovic is in there with his dead leg, left leg. He can't brake. Can Dusan Borkovic, and Rickard Rydell all the way around the outside.
Did Montero or Tarko? I'm just trying to make them out. There's so much going on at that point. Almost
I can't
slow
take a
to
breath.
let Rydell through.
There is action all the way throughout the field, and the safety car is out. It is a safety car. They're all slowing. That will be a real pain for Sébastien Loeb. Quincouimois will line up behind the Frenchman, and then it is, as our timing screens
Coronel needs to pit under the safety car unless the pit lane's closed to try and get all that debris out of his radiator.
Coronel was third going into that lap, and he's dropped all the way down to the back of the field. As it stands, it is Loeb from Mar, from Tarquini. Jose Maria Lopez has got the advantage back up to fourth. That ended the first lap, a real melee. Then it is Bernani and Montero. So under safety car conditions here in Argentina, and that was a pretty fraught first lap. Look, there is Sebastian. No, that was Mar running wide. It was very difficult to pick out with the long shot, but if you look here, that is Mar running wide, and that's how he lost the lead. Sébastien Loeb inherited that, got the run all the way down to turn 5. So that is a bit of a disaster for the Chinese. Quincouimois certainly
Schoolboy error there. Not taking the pressure. Yeah, he'll be ruining that. That's the race. Loeb made a rookie error on the first lap by trying to go around the outside of Mar and got all on the dirty track. And then Mars handed it back to him on a plate.
It was very, very difficult to take stock. You alluded to it. There was just action all the way throughout the field from about third down. And at one point, Jose Maria Lopez, down in about 7th or 8th place, he's popped up into 4th. Coronel is the big loser. Norbert Michelis got involved in that as well. He dropped back. We had Rickard Rydell climbing all over the back of Tom Chilton, and this is a replay at the start. Watch Tarquini in the white-nosed Honda get on the grass. How did he not lose momentum here?
Kept his foot in. It's Italian. Have you never seen the Italians drive around Milan?
Well, there's more traction on the grass, and there is offline around
here. He'd have been
here.
waving his fist as he's going down the grass as well.
Yeah, let's hope so. Cartoon villain. But Tom Coronel did what he needed to do. That was Stefano D'Aste. It went wrong for him very early on in that first lap.
I mean, the astonishing thing is all the factory Citroens were close proximity together. How's Loeb ended up in the lead when Muller's going to be fuming back in, where is he? 8th place at the moment.
Well, Lopez was down with Muller, and Lopez has suddenly popped up into 4th place.
Loeb seemed to make the better of the traffic at the start. He just got, I think Tarquini got bumped off, didn't he? But yeah, Loeb made the better progress, and while Lopez and Muller they just got bottled up in the middle of that pack, and then Lopez seemed to squeeze through a couple, and he's left Muller back there, managed to put some air and some people in between him there. Right, Coronel's finally come into whether his engine was overheating. Let's hope it's not done it too much damage.
Well, there was so much grass cutting from Coronel's car. He had to come in because that car would absolutely overheat as this race unfolds if he hadn't. Safety car lights still on. Sébastien Loeb with 1 career touring car win to his name currently leads this field. He was 3rd in the 2014 World Touring Car Championship. Not a bad return for somebody who's in his first year of motorsport. This is Tom Coronel heading down into turn 1. And it was fairly stress-free for him. It's all gone wrong later on down the line, but for Tom Coronel, considering the action that unfolded further behind. He got through that corner pretty much scot-free.
The other one we haven't mentioned, Tom, is Thompson. He made a big charge on that first lap, but unfortunately it was from the front to the back of the grid, not the other way around. So just to compound Lada's rotten weekend, that will.
And just to confirm what I meant when I said Dusan Borkovic had a dead left leg, he can't fit in that car. We heard from him talking to Alexandre Le Guy, and what has happened there? I think Ma has pitted. Quin Quy Ma has disappeared off into the pit lane. Now, I have not had anything through my ears as to why that is, Matt.
No, he's got debris in the radiator.
Okay,
so it'll be overheating.
That was from his grassy episode, and that car will be overheating. And the safety car is actually the worst possible time for him, because you don't get the airflow that you're getting, and he's tucked up behind Sebastian Loeb. So that would have sped up that whole episode in terms of the overheating and his dashboard lighting up like a Christmas tree, if you like.
One lapse of concentration, and that's it. His whole race 2 has gone west now. Looks like Coronel's splitters come loose or something. Definitely underneath the front of his car.
Yeah, it looks as though that's the case. If he goes over 15 miles an hour, that's going to detach himself. He won't do much damage to the leaderboard if he continues at that speed.
An incredible amount of noise in car. It looks minor from us here, but... and
he won't know what it is. That's the worst thing as well, isn't it?
You'll have a good idea.
Well, yes, it's something detached itself from the front of the car. So Sebastian Loeb is still your race leader. It's Gabriele Tarquini now from Jose Maria Lopez. So Lopez up into a podium position already, and your bet, Matt, looking very, very safe. Can Sebastian Loeb run away with this? Can Gabriele Tarquini defend from the Argentinian? Mehdi Banani's in the mix as well. He's looked racy all weekend. The pantomime villain of race 1. Rob Huff fans will be cursing his name every time he appears on the screen. But in 4th place, he can do some damage.
We could call him the smiling Moroccan Viper as the season goes on.
That just rolls off the tongue there, doesn't it, Matt? Doesn't it? I have trouble as it is getting multiple syllables out.
I had oversteer in the corner where I'm now, turn 7. So I lost some speed with Gabriella, went together to T9. I outbraked myself. It was just a stupid move of myself. Car felt great, but now to pit in, temperature was going up, so we had to clean the temperature, but the front splitter fell down. So this is it. Argentina is not my lucky thing. It was going so well, you know. First lap I took the lead, everything felt fine, and then this. Well, it's all my mistake. That's all I can say.
So Tom Coronel being open and honest, and the reason we have the safety car, I'm just hearing in my ears, is it is oil around the corner on turn 2, and you can just see it there in the middle of the track. Now apparently that's oil, and it was Stefano D'Aste that went off there. D'Aste is not running, so he got dragged off, and you can see that the mud and what looks like water is in fact oil. They're not doing anything in the way to treat it though, Matt, which is rather...
Maybe they're trying to wait for it to evaporate. But they could be going around here for a few more hours.
Judging by the oil temperature in these cars, it's going to take a while for the oil to evaporate on the exit of turn 2. It's a good theory.
Yeah, so I was criticising Ma for his, going off on lapse of concentration. Maybe because it was where did he go off? It was through turn 4.
No, he went off up here,
3. No. Yeah, it was through turn 4, exiting turn 4.
It was.
So he could have got oil on his tyres, because that oil's going into turn 2. So he might be the first victim, because he'd have been the first car on the scene as well.
So the safety car lights are off here in Argentina, which means we're about to go racing. Sebastian Loeb will bring the field around, and he's got to judge it, Matt. This is certainly a skill that he's only had a year's worth of practice. With oil on the track on the exit of turn 2, this could go one of 2 ways. Sebastian Loeb will be the first on the scene. Quin Quy Ma was the first on the scene last time, went off at turn 3. but I'm sure they would have been warned. Now Loeb's gone early, the safety car's not quite in yet. I really do hope that they don't catch it up, because that could be quite awkward. The safety car will have disappeared off to the right-hand side. Sebastian Loeb pulls out of turn 14 to lead this World Touring Car field through to the green flag. 5 laps completed of this 13-lap race. Tarquini blocking there Jose Maria Lopez early on into turn 1.
We just saw a little bit of a lock-up from Loeb going into turn 1. Did it running wide.
Maria Lopez has certainly been the man at the moment, and Tarquini will be aware that it is Lopez behind him, and look, Lopez has got to run.
The speed of that Citroen, I mean, Tarquini is always a fighter, he's always pushing forward, and he has fought back at Lopez on this one. Let's see if he can do the switchback cut onto his inside, but I think
he didn't defend.
Lopez has got, yeah, he couldn't. How do you defend on a straight? I think he was looking for a weakness as maybe Lopez to run a bit deeper into the corner, which he did before the safety car came out, and Tarquini had him back, to be fair, but no, it was a good clean move that time.
And sorry to be the bearer of bad news, Gabrielli, but one Citroen will turn into another.
Ooh,
and look how many
loose.
going wide.
Yeah.
But Montero's now got a Citroen all over the back of him, and Muller cannot make that move stick. We've seen 1 or 2 drivers. We saw Coronel going off there from 3rd place in race 1. And
it's that wide line. Loeb did exactly the same. Literally, if they seem to put a wheel off that racing line through a couple of these corners, it is absolutely like ice.
The camber's not going to help through that corner either. It kind of falls away from you. So we saw Tarquini unable to defend from Lopez. Can Montero defend from Muller? And Tarquini has Mehdi Benani, I should say, behind him. I got distracted by Dusan Borkovic's windscreen. Look how much mud he has got all over the back of that Honda, and
Chilton's
he's gone wide. Good move from Chilton. Yeah. Saw the opportunity, got his elbows out, and Dusan Borkovic could do nothing to defend from the Raul Motorsport driver. The Brit through now and up into 8th place.
Rydell's trying to capitalise on his Borkovic is. He's just unsettled a bit at the moment, so right. Oh! That's a good save through there, but
well, it's ripped the whole front of the car off, so that is day done for Borkovic. What's your take on that, Matt?
Rydell just managed to slide it up the inside. Borkovic just seemed unsettled, whether it's anything to do with his leg and how it was, he was distracting him, but he just dropped a wheel off, and then the rest was history. But he did well to hold on. I was worried he was going to come back and cross in front of the other cars.
This is now Montero trying to keep Muller behind, and Muller doing what he does best, just putting the Honda under pressure, and Montero kind of just skated off all by himself there. Ivan Muller didn't really have to do too much to get past that Honda Civic, because Montero just dropping away. And look, you can see the mechanics, how hot they are. You can just imagine how hot the drivers are. Did you see? It just looked sweltering in that Citroen garage. They're looking on, and it is Sebastian Loeb that's leading, but that was Jose Maria Lopez's partner looking on, and it's her man that is second. Gabriele Tarquini is going to have Mehdi Benani in close quarters ever so soon. There is the battle I'm talking about on screen, Tarquini and Benani. Then it is Ivan Muller and Thiago Montero. They're rounding out the top 6. Michelis now back up to 7th. He's come from the back, got up, fallen off, come back from the back. So Norbert Michelis leading that all-important Yokohama Trophy standings for the independent runners, and we're looking at Benani and Tarquini, and Benani certainly the man to watch.
Yeah, Benani's on the move, but it's going to be interesting to see if Muller can make any inroads into these two while Tarquini and Benani are fighting it out. But that Citroen definitely seems to have the legs on the straights of this.
Tarquini's fighting hard though. He's gone defensive a few times, and look, he's running wide deliberately there. So Bernani can't get the run. Bernani's going to have to look around the outside. This was the corner that he had his little incident with Rob Huff.
Yeah, Tarquini forced him wide. That was a good tactical move from Tarquini. Forced him wide, get his tyres a little bit dirty, but Bernani's still there. The car is really hooked up, really working well. And this has also brought Muller into the chase now.
Bernani had a good battle with Tom Chilton in the first race, and he's having to earn his money here again. Gabriele Tarquini is a wily old fox. He won't thank me for using the word old, but this man has started over 30 Grand Prix. He's been in and around the touring car scene since 1989, and he's got plenty of race wins, 20 World Touring Car wins under his belt. Mehdi Bernani is going to have a pretty extensive look in his locker as to what he is going to throw at the Italian, because now he's got Ivan Muller behind, and he can't do anything to upset that Citroen camp with Ivan Muller. He's the meat in the sandwich now, Mehdi Bernani. He's the Citroen with the red and green colours in the middle there. Ivan Muller in the works coloured white and grey car further behind, and then it is Tarquini in the Honda. Interestingly enough, the colours very similar to Mehdi Bernani's Citroen as they head down to turn 5.
But also, Tom, don't forget the inter-team politics, and this is the time of year where you set your stall out to be the dominant teammate. You know, Montero put one over on Tarquini last year. Tarquini won't have liked that. So the fact that Montero's languishing back in 6th place at the moment, if Tarquini can finish on the podium, get Honda's first podium of the season, that's going to be a little one-upmanship for the Italian. So he's going to fight awfully hard for this position.
Well, the two teammates playing catch-up at the moment, certainly Ivan Muller with Jose Maria Lopez, and as you said, Montero trying to catch up to the back of Gabriele Tarquini, who is leading this battle for 3rd place as it stands. Sebastian Loeb is leading by over 1.5 seconds from Jose Maria Lopez, the Argentinian race winner from earlier on, trying to close that gap to the Frenchman, and Gabriele Tarquini doing his level best to hold up Mehdi Bernani and Ivan Muller. Ivan Muller up the inside, Matt.
Yeah, Muller's going to pounce. Oh, that's a Bernani getting a little bit of his own medicine there, I think. Let's hope it isn't damaged and he can continue, but I think Muller might get a wee bit of doubt. Did Bernani turn in? Because he was fair way up his inside.
Now, Matt, we talked about the strength of cars. Ivan Muller's car doesn't even look as though it's got a scratch on it. How's he even got the corner left on the car? Because that contact was substantial, and you said they went